Right. So today we're going to be talking about the heart and the health of the heart and how that relates from a traditional Eastern medicine standpoint. A lot of times, we know that heart disease is one of the top, if not the top, cause of death, the leading cause of death in the U.S. And there's a lot of things that we can do to take advantage of our health, use our different resources, and have our body, have our health take care of us. A lot of the different things, just like they call first world problems. A lot of health issues people don't have in other countries, even though they may not have the resources. They don't suffer from the rates of heart disease and cancer and different things that folks suffer from here on this side, in this country especially. And when they move to this country, they oftentimes get some of these same health conditions that folks can suffer from and die from here because of the lifestyle. Whether you're talking about the quality of the food, the stress, the quality of the water, just everything that goes on here. So, yeah, again, we're getting to the heart of the matter today. So, play on the word heart, of course. We're going to discuss today the anatomy and physiology of the heart, how we look at heart from a Eastern medicine perspective. We're going to talk about some herbs. We're going to talk about some foods. We're going to do a little meditation, and we're going to talk about some crystals. So let's get started here. Let's get started with the info. All right, y'all ready? Y'all ready? All right, it's looking crispy. Thank you, Brother Chess. All right, so when we look at the heart, the physical heart, the heart is about the size of your closed fist. It rests on the diaphragm. The diaphragm is a muscle that goes right below the lungs. And when we inhale, the lungs go down, the diaphragm stretches, the muscle stretches and goes down. And when we exhale, it comes back up. We inhale, it goes down, and exhale, it comes back up. And so the heart is just resting right here in the midline of the body, and it actually kind of leans a little bit to the left side. And it looks like a cone. It's about the size of a closed fist, and it looks like a cone resting on its side. And so when we look at the walls of our heart, it has three layers: the epicardium, which is the outer layer, the myocardium, which is the middle layer, and the endocardium, which is the inner layer. The middle layer, the myocardium, when you hear the word myo, that means muscle. So that's the muscle layer of the heart. That contains the cardiac muscle tissue. And there are four chambers of the heart. There are two upper chambers and there are two lower chambers. The two upper chambers are called the atrium, and the lower chambers are called the ventricles. Each would be in the atria and the ventricle. So how the blood works and how the blood circulates. Yeah, so you have the epicardium, the myocardium, and the endocardium, E-N-D-O, meaning inner. Epi, like the epidermis, meaning the outer, the myo, meaning the muscles, and the endo, meaning inner. Yep, the atrium, or atria, A-T-R-I-A, and the ventricles. Those are the four, you have two atrium on the upper and the two ventricles on the lower. So there are four chambers total for the heart. So the way that the blood flows through the body, our blood is constantly flowing, bringing oxygen to all of our organs, is nourishing the organs, nourishing all the different just parts of our body. And so we get the oxygen coming in through our lungs, and it goes with the blood, and that circulates through it pumps through the arteries of the body, and returns to the heart through the veins with the arteries. That's why if you get a cut on your wrist, like we have our pulse here, right here, if you actually feel right here, right under your thumb, and put your two fingers there, you can feel your pulse. Unfortunately, when folks decide they want to end their lives, they'll slit their wrist here, and the artery is pumping because that's the heart pumping, and the heart pumping, and so somebody can literally bleed out. Or sometimes, if folks have gotten cut or even shot in their leg, and that's your largest artery in your body there, and the blood can leak out through there too. But we don't want to go, that's a little bit, a little bit crazy there. But just like I say, if you feel here, you can feel your pulse. And so with our blood flow, the blood in the right atrium, the upper right chamber, the upper chamber, the upper room, the upper chamber of the heart receives the deoxygenated blood. It has a small amount of oxygen in it from the veins. This then lowers to the right ventricle, the lower chamber on the right side, goes out the right atrium, it goes into the lungs. In the lungs, it's going to pick up the oxygen that we breathe in through our nose and our mouth. It's going to receive the oxygen from the lungs into the blood, and then that blood is then pumped into the left atrium, the left upper room, the left upper chamber of the heart. It drains down into or flows down, I should say, down into the left ventricle, the lower chamber of the heart, and then from there, it pumps into the aorta. The aorta is a blood vessel that the oxygenated blood flows from and goes to all of the arteries and the capillaries. So again, you have that deoxygenated blood. It goes into the right upper part of the heart. It flows down to the left, the lower part on the right side of the heart, then goes into the lungs, receives the oxygen. That's why it's so necessary that we want to have open lungs, that we want to have lung health, and how that's totally related and definitely and completely related to our heart health and the health of our bodies. And so that oxygen, again, is going to go into that blood. It's going to flow into the left atria, the upper chamber, flow down into the lower left side, and then from there it flows into the aorta. The aorta is a large blood vessel right down the center of the body, very huge. And then from there, it flows out into our arteries. And like I say, we have our main arteries that go down into our arm, and we can feel it with our pulse. We have our artery here on the side of our neck. Then it flows down into some arteries, or the main artery in the leg. And from there, it flows out to the smaller capillaries. And all of that nourishes and brings that oxygen-rich blood to all of the tissues and the organs of the body. So it's going to nourish your lungs. It's going to nourish your liver, your digestive system, all of your muscles, your kidneys, and your intestines, your reproductive organs. All of this is totally related to the heart health. Thank you for sharing. Like I say, thank you everyone that's coming on. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please share this with as many people as possible, 5-10 people. Our heart health is very vital. After the tissues use that oxygenated blood, that deoxygenated blood flows to the veins, and those veins carry the blood back towards the heart, and that cycle starts over again. So that deoxygenated from the veins goes back to the right atrium, and then down to the lower right ventricle, to the lungs, left, and then through the aorta, and this is constantly happening. The process of blood circulation happens continuously with every heartbeat. And so our heartbeat has two parts. It has the part, of course, where the heart is contracting. And then it has the second part is when the heart is relaxing, of the right and left atria and the ventricles. So the heart has an average pump rate about 75 beats per minute. Normal heart rate is about 64 to about 90 beats per minute, with the average being around 75 beats per minute. And each heartbeat is a little less than a second, about 0.8 seconds. And so just some other facts: the heart, it pumps over 10 gallons of blood throughout your body every minute. with normal body function. We have over 60,000 miles of blood vessels in our body. Just give you the circumference of the earth is a little bit less than 25,000 miles. So you're talking about we have over 60,000 miles. So our heart, our blood vessels in our body, our arteries, the veins, the capillaries, arterioles, all of our different blood vessels is about 60,000 miles. So if you took all that out, that would stretch almost 2.5 times around the earth, just what's within our body. And that's just our blood vessels. Miraculous. And of course, the heart pumps more and is more active when we're playing sports or cardiovascular activity, things like that. So that's pretty much, that's the basics of the anatomy and physiology of the heart, just if you look at any textbook. So now we're going to get into it more from a Eastern medicine perspective. Any questions so far? Try to stop through as we're going. Looks like everybody's listening. The stream is clear. You still on? All right, cool. Good. Give me some thumbs up. Give me some fists. Let me know y'all here. Give me some energy, because I'm just over here talking to the phone, talking to the camera. Thank you all for tuning in. Like I said, please share with 5 folks, 10 folks. Let your folks know we're here. Thank you, big bro. All right, thank you, Lionel. All right, so when we look at the heart from a traditional Eastern standpoint, from a traditional, say, Chinese medicine or East Asian medicine standpoint, we're dealing with it from an even metaphysical standpoint. So when we look at the body, we have the elements of wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. These relate to the different organ systems of the body, with the wood element relating to the liver and the gallbladder, the fire element ruling the heart and the small intestine, the earth element ruling the spleen and the stomach, the metal element ruling the lungs and the large intestine, and the water element ruling the kidneys and the urinary bladder. The fire element rules the heart and the small intestine. The heart and the small intestine having, we say, like a yin yang or yin yang relationship. We all know we've seen the symbol of the yin and yang with the circle with the white and the black circulating within it, and you'll see the dot in each of them, meaning that within yin, which is the dark aspect, the black, you'll see the little seed of white in it, and within the yang, being the light, you'll see the little seed of yin within it, and each are interchanging into each other constantly throughout life, throughout nature. For example, in nature, every day, right now we're during the daytime. This is the yang time of the day, and at the height of yang, it turns into yin, which is the dark part of the day, the nighttime. And yin and yang don't relate necessarily to good and evil, light not being evil, light not being good, and dark not being bad. Is just what it is. It's nature. They balance each other, like man and woman, adult and child, light and dark, up and down, fire and water, spring and fall, summer and winter, and all of the different aspects. And so the heart and the small intestine have a yin yang relationship. The color of the heart is red. The flavor that nourishes the heart is bitter. When we look through the cycles of life, and the cycles throughout the year, like in the springtime, things are just sprouting, and that's the wood element. Things are sprouting, the grass and the trees, the leaves are coming back up, the grass is coming out the ground, everything is coming out from when it was resting. So in Eastern medicine, in Chinese medicine, or the Tao, as we say in the Taoist medicine, is wood. The elements are wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. And so So I was saying with the spring element, the spring relates to the liver. And the spring is the time, again, when the grass is growing from, the winter time. Everything was underground. The leaves are coming back out. The flowers are starting to bud. In the summertime is when everything is growing more. In the spring, in the time, that would relate to childhood. And then the summertime will relate to like your teenage years, your young adulthood, when things are growing. This time of the year, all the flowers are out, all of the plants are growing fully. You're able to begin to eat all of the food coming out the ground. All of your greens, your fruits are all abundant on the trees. The trees are all full of leaves. Then as you get to the late summer, or even the period in between seasons, but the late summer we call the Indian summer. That's the earth element, when things are starting to gather back in. Then we have the fall season, which relates to the metal element and the lungs. That's when the leaves are falling off of the trees and turning orange, and all the purple and the beautiful colors, and energy is going back towards the roots. And then when we get to the winter time, the water element, everything is back underground and storing. And then this cycle repeats. And so for the fire element, for the heart, this is the time of growth. The quality of it deals with love, joy, and happiness. These are energetic spirits of our personality and of our spirit that help to nourish the heart. So love and joy and happiness actually help to nourish the energy of the heart. So we always want to be showing that love, joy, and happiness, because it's good for the heart. When we say someone's like in my heart, what's the symbol for love? The symbol for love is the heart. And thank y'all for sending up the hearts also in the chat. Joy and happiness, where the negative emotions, the negative aspects that can begin to weaken the heart energy and affect our heart, are hate and impatience. Amen. Thank you. The fire, the direction of the fire element comes from the south. Just to go through it again, the wood is coming from the eastern direction. The fire element is from the southern direction. The earth element is the center. The metal element is the west, and the water element is the north. And each of these relate to the different seasons of the year and relate to different organ systems of the year. But today we're focusing on the heart and the fire. We say the heart, the fire, the heart has an aspect of it. The quality of the heart is flaming upward, just like fire. When you see fire, it burns up. Fire, it burns up. And so the heart has that same sort of fire energy. We know that heart is the center of our health, and our brains also. And the heart and the mind have a strong relationship, which we'll discuss some more also. And so the function of the heart in Eastern medicine, in the Tao, the main function of the heart with our health is to propel the blood through our blood vessels, and it also governs consciousness and mental activity. So as the heart is propelling and pumping the blood throughout the body, it's propelling the chi, the vital energy, and the blood to nourish and warm the heart, warm and nourish the whole body. As they say, the blood, it nourishes all of our tissues and organs. And so that's the main function of the heart, is to make sure that the blood is flowing, and also to keep our mind clear. So when we look at the heart, and it's also paired organ, the pericardium, thank you all for joining. Please share. Our blood is produced from the energy from our food and water. Function of what we say is our spleen and stomach in the Tao, which is different somewhat than the spleen and the stomach in anatomy and physiology. But the spleen and the stomach have the function of transforming food and water, along with the chi of our lungs, the oxygen, into blood. And the heart's function is to then take that blood and pump it through the veins and through the arteries and all throughout the body. Also, the spleen's function is to manage the blood. The spleen functions of keeping the blood in the blood vessels. And so the heart and the spleen have that strong relationship when it deals with our blood. We say all of our blood and the blood vessels is subordinate to the heart, is ruled by the heart. So when we get to the heart and this aspect of, we say the heart stores the spirit. The heart is responsible for our mental clarity. It's responsible when we say the spirit. When we're talking about the heart spirit, we're talking about the clarity of the consciousness and strength of our mental faculties, our abilities to think well, us being in our right minds, being in our sound mind, being not quote unquote crazy. That's a function of our heart spirit. When the spirit mind is clear, which is our mental and emotional state, it makes you alert and responsive to your environment. When diseased, when the heart spirit isn't well, we see vexation where folks, they just can't relax, they can't settle down, they can't calm down. When one is easily frightened, that's an aspect of the heart spirit. When our heart is weak, we can also feel heart palpitations where we feel our heart beating fast. Our heart has a strong function of even regulating our sleep in this medicine. And so when someone isn't able to sleep, and even if we dream a lot, when we sleep, our bodies should be resting, our minds should be resting. But sometimes when folks are dreaming a lot, it's like a second shift, and they wake up, and you can wake up still tired, not relaxed. And that's where that heart spirit and even the heart organ isn't settled. On a serious level, that can even lead to extended periods. Some folks get really sleepy where they just sleep a whole lot, or they don't sleep at all. It can be on both sides of the spectrum. And when they're waking up, they're just tired all the time. That can be related. That's also related to the heart on a physical and a psycho, spiritual, emotional level. When someone's in a coma, that's also dealing with the heart spirit being feeble-minded, delirious, raving. When you see folks walking around talking to themselves, we've all seen them. That's when the heart is deranged. Then next we have our heart chi, the heart blood, the heart yin, and the heart yang. So we say the chi, the blood, the yin and yang of the heart are the root of the physiological function of the heart. When the heart chi and when the heart yang and the chi is strong, and it's abundant, you have a regular heartbeat. The speed of the pulse is moderate and forceful. And you also have a healthy and bright complexion. That's when the blood is nourishing the skin. When the heart's not nourishing the skin, that's when the skin will be pale, will lack luster, and all of these sorts of things. And that's what we show weakness of the heart. Like I said, have a lusterless complexion. Someone will have heart palpitations where you feel the heart beating fast and the pulse won't be regulated. It'll either be very slow or very fast. Also, when you have a weakness of the chi of the heart, of the vital energy of the heart, the chi, then it won't push the heart. It won't push the blood. The chi is that vital energy of the heart. It's that aspect that's moving. It's an unseen sort of thing. And the blood is the physical aspect. But the blood needs the chi to move. It's almost like on a higher level, like our spirit in our bodies. Our bodies are physical, but our soul, our spirit has to animate it so that we're alive. And that same function happens with our chi, our bodies of vital energy, and the blood. When the chi is weak, it's not going to be able to circulate the blood as well. And that's going to lead to blood stagnation, the blood not circulating well, which can lead to like a dark purplish complexion, or even depending on what your complexion is, even like a greenish blue complexion. If folks have ever had pale, or you see folks that are sick in their lips and their hand, you can tell when somebody is sick, or if someone has heart disease, like their complexion. I've even heard stories where folks were someone was a nurse, and they've dealt with so many people with heart conditions and heart disease that they were able to just look at someone and say, hey, you should go to the hospital and get your heart checked out. And the person went in, and sure enough, they had heart disease. And if they would have waited even longer, the person might have died. And they were just able to tell that just from, and this was somebody that was experienced, like a nurse that was able to look at the complexion based off of seeing tons of people with heart disease, just seeing where that lackluster complexion showed the actual inner function of the heart just through looking at the skin. Also, that blood deficiency will lead to a weakness of the blood's ability to nourish all of our organs in the body. Again, thank you, everybody joining. Please share with some folks, have them come on. We're sharing a bunch on here. So when we have that chi deficiency, when the chi, the blood deficiency, excuse me, which shows up with stuff like anemia, the blood isn't as able to nourish the organs as well. It's not able to nourish the muscles, the tissues as well. And this is going to lead to signs of aging. It's going to set the environment for illness and sickness and disease to come in later in life as we're moving on. So again, the heart is very vital, where we want to make sure that we're taking good care of our heart, doing all the things that take care of our heart, making sure that our blood is strong, that our blood vessels are open, and that our pulse is strong, our heartbeat, your exercise, your diet, your sleeping habits, your mental habits, other habits, drinking, smoking, all of these sorts of things affect our heart and our overall health. When we look at the yin and yang of the heart, again, the yin and yang, they balance each other. That yin yang symbol balances each other. The yang, again, deals with having a strong heartbeat, smooth blood flow, and a lively mental state. The yin aspect is the more calming part. So that's going to help to regulate and moderate the pulse, and also help to make sure that our mind is calm. And so we have times when we need to, definitely be alert and be hypervigilant, and other times where we want to make sure that we're calm and relaxed. And this is where meditation comes in, or exercise comes in, and having that balance. We don't want to be on speeding on 100 all the time, and we don't always just want to be just chill and relax and in this sort of other mode all the time, where we want to definitely be paying attention to our environment, so that so we can enjoy life. The heart in the Tao, we say it opens up to the tongue. So different diseases of the heart are also reflected on the tongue. With heat, we say like that fire, the heart is ruled by the fire element, but too much fire can affect the heart and have extra heat in the body, and that'll show up as little red dots on the tongue, or even sometimes the tip of someone's tongue can get eroded, where it's literally starting to break down, or the heart or the tongue will have like a very pale color. A pale color on the tongue is showing blood deficiency, where the blood isn't nourishing the heart, and a dark color is showing blood stagnation. So one of the things that we do is we'll actually diagnose different health conditions, or diagnose the inside of the body through looking at the heart. By looking at the tongue. It's funny, looking at the heart through the tongue. And so when we look at our torso, in the upper part of our torso is our heart and our lungs. Then on the right side here, we have our liver. On the left side, we have a spleen and the stomach. And then in our lower back, we have our kidneys. And then, of course, our intestines in the center here. And just how that shows up in our body, it shows up on our tongue. So the tip of the tongue is related to the heart. Right behind the tip is the lung. The center of the heart, of the tongue, I keep saying the heart, of the tongue is related to the spleen and the stomach, the digestive system, and the root of the tongue, the back of the tongue, relates to the kidneys and the bladder. The sides of the tongue relate to the liver and the gallbladder. So when we're looking at the tongue, we're looking at the color of the tongue. We're looking at the shape of the tongue, if there are any teeth marks in the tongue, if the tongue is thick, or if it's thin, if it's flabby, if it's wet, if it's dry. We're looking at the coat of the tongue, the color of the coat of the tongue, the thickness of the coat of the tongue, how the tongue is distributed, if the tongue is going straight out or if it's twisted to the side. All of these things are showing the function of our inner organs. And so we say when evil invades the heart, invades the heart, the tongue will become stiff and the speech is impeded. When we look at that in Western medicine, that quote unquote evil would show up as like a heart attack or would show up as a stroke. And if anyone's ever, if you know anyone has ever had a heart attack or a stroke, they can't speak. One client of mine, a lot of times too, when folks have a small stroke before they have a major stroke, a transient ischemic attack, they'll call it, they'll be slurring their words and won't even know it. A client of mine who had a stroke, his brother was like, what's going on? He had a conversation with him and he's talking to his brother and not even realizing that he's slurring his speech, having a whole conversation. He's just like, yeah, so, and he's like, yo, what's going on? And he's like, you all right? And he's like, you need to go to the hospital. And he had a stroke and didn't realize. And later on, that had actually developed to half of the body being paralyzed. And, if anyone, like I said, have known anyone for stroke, they can have hemiparalysis where half their body will be paralyzed. And even sometimes you see folks out on the street where they'll be like dragging their leg or their arm. And it's something that people can recover from using acupuncture and qigong meditation and herbs and diet if you start early enough. All right, where are we here? All right, and so the heart and the small intestine again have a yin-yang relationship, an internal, external relationship. Yeah, exactly. It's scary, but that's why we're on today. We wanna know what's going on, and with anyone, Western medicine is excellent for emergency medicine. Somebody gets shot, somebody gets stabbed, somebody has something major. Don't bring them to me first. Take them to the hospital. Let them get regulated and stabilized at the hospital. I've shadowed doctors at the hospital, and I've seen people come in to the emergency room. Shout out to my bro, Dr. Rob Gore. Let me shadow him in the emergency room. He's chief physician, attending physician over at Downstate Hospital in Kings County in Flatbush, good friend of mine from Young. And I was shadowing him one day, and someone came in. They brought him in on a gurney. The dude was fully conscious, but he was sweating. His whole shirt was sweaty. His eyes were big. And when they took his heart rate, his blood pressure was like 220 over like 160, and his heart rate was like 100 something beats per minute. Like his heart was beat, like his lungs, and he was having shortness of breath. And they were getting ready to intubate him, because when you're breathing like that so much, your lung muscles can literally get tired, and someone can pass out. And then when you pass out because the lungs are weak, it can stop breathing, and someone can pass away. And so they gave him some simple nitroglycerin and some other things, and his blood pressure and his heart rate came down immediately within about less than 20 minutes. his blood pressure was back down to 140/90, which is still high, but it's not like he was about to have a stroke or die. And so, like I say, Western medicine has a great ability to stabilize people. Emergency medicine, with medicine, and then with Western medicine. And after, they're released and stabilized, that's where we come in to really get to the root of condition, get to the heart of the matter, to deal with the main things that's going on of why that even happens in the first place, to work to prevent that in the future and use people's ability to heal themselves, the body's ability to heal itself. Like I say, the body has a miraculous ability to rebalance itself, using, proper mindset, again, which deals with the heart. Their foods, herbs, exercise, meditations, all sorts of things that we can do, and other lifestyle issues, lifestyle activities that we can use to regulate our hearts. In terms of the relationship with the small intestine, we say the heat from the heart, it spreads to the small intestine, and it can show up with signs like mouth sores. The small intestine deals with urination. So when folks have short voidings of urine, if folks go to the bathroom and only a little bit of urine comes out, or even burning during urination, that relates to heart heat. Peace, big bro. So the herbs, you just got those herbs earlier this spring, and they're still good. You can cook those up. The herbs, fresh herbs, should last at least a year or more, especially if you keep it in a cool, dry place or keep it refrigerated. Just asking a side, ask the question in the chat. All right. So we discussed the relationship of the heart to the spleen in terms of the heart governing the blood and the spleen managing the blood. So the heart is responsible for propelling the blood through the blood vessels and helping, from the blood vessels, that's going to nourish the tissues and the organs. And the spleen manages the blood. The spleen keeps the blood in the blood vessels. When we see a weakness in that blood, that heart spleen blood, we'll see signs where the blood isn't able to nourish the head, and we'll see signs like dizziness, where the heart isn't the heart blood, the spleen blood isn't nourishing the brain, isn't nourishing the mind, the blood vessels, and you can see signs of dizziness. A lot of folks that have anemia, they get lightheaded, dizzy. Folks that have blurry vision, that's where the blood isn't nourishing the eyes. Poor memory, where the blood isn't nourishing the brain, isn't nourishing the mind. Insomnia, where the heart isn't regulating the sleep. The lusterless facial complexion, and even loss of appetite. The heart also has a relationship with the kidneys. In a Tao in Eastern medicine, the kidneys are the battery pack of the body, and the kidney fire, that kidney energy nourishes all of the organs. It provides that fire that helps with our heart, our heartbeat, our lungs, our ability to breathe, our digestion, our sexual function, especially with the kidneys, the reproductive function, the bones. And so the heart rests in the upper part of the body. We say there are 3 burners in the body that deal with the fluid and how our water breaks down and metabolizes. But the heart is in the upper part of the body, and the kidneys are in the lower back. And the heart communicates with the lower part of our body through the kidneys, and the kidneys communicate with the upper part of the body via the heart. And so, imbalance of that, we'll say that the heart and the kidney aren't communicating. And that's where you see the signs of insomnia, the sleep signs of insomnia, the profuse dreaming a lot while you're sleeping, and having sleep that's not restful because you're dreaming so much that you almost wake up tired because of how active your dreams are. I've had times where I'm running in my dreams. I've been flying in my dreams and all sorts of stuff. And it's cool, but we want to have a restful sleep. Some other signs we'll see with the heart and kidney not communicating are low back pain, and even we say sleep emissions, aka wet dreams. At a certain age, men shouldn't be having wet dreams, and so that's a relationship where the heart and the kidneys aren't communicating. I have some other stuff here. We'll skip that. It's all kind of medical stuff. Kind of keep it lively. So when we deal with the heart, how does one fix that with insomnia? When we look at everybody on a case-by-case basis, there could be other underlying symptoms, but we definitely want to nourish the heart blood. We want to help to regulate with the kidneys, nourish the heart chi, help the heart chi to move, make sure the heart chi is circulating and not stagnant and strong. We want to make sure that the heart blood is strong and that blood is circulating. We say nourish the heart yin, nourish the heart yang, and we can do that with herbs, with foods, with qigong, exercise, with different meditations, different supplements, and just lifestyle in general. But again, for anybody that has any major conditions, we definitely would want to set up a case review evaluation where we sit down and talk and get to the root of your heart, of your health in general. That case review evaluation is about 2 hours long. And then from there, we can create a treatment plan that gets to the root of the condition and help you to feel better once and for all. All right. So when we're looking at the heart meridian, we have all of the different acupuncture channels that flow throughout the body. The acupuncture channels, they flow from your chest to your hands to your face, the face to the feet, and back up to the chest. And some channels go down the back of the body, down the sides of the body. And so when we look at the heart channel actually starts in the armpit and flows down the inner part of our arm here, down the front of the arm here, comes down over our hands. Actually, you touch right here, there's a heart point over here, get your Spider-Man on, and it ends on the inner corner of your pinky finger. Then the small intestine channel starts here. It's paired organ, and meridian starts here, flows down the arm on the outside of the arm, it looks like the inside, up the back, and comes to the face, and the small intestine channel actually ends here on the sides of the ears. And so we have signs and symptoms of imbalance along the heart channel and the small intestine channel. So along the channel, anything dealing with arm pain, face pain, just locally, you can treat with the heart, on the heart acupuncture meridian. But other signs and symptoms that can show up of imbalances along that channel, you'll see fever, headache, eye pain, pain in the chest and back muscles, dry throat, thirst with the urge to drink, hot and painful palms, the limbs getting cold easily, pain in the back and in the forearm. All of that's related to imbalances within the channels of the heart. And then when you're dealing with the heart organ, some of the stuff we already spoke about, the physical heart, someone can have, when there are imbalances and disease of the heart, can have heart pain, can have fullness and chest pain, which can radiate down into the ribs, mental vexation, rapid breathing, where someone's like breathing rapidly and shallowly. If you're laying down, You can have discomfort in the chest when you're laying down sleeping, and dizziness and fainting and mental disorders that can all be related to the physical organ of the heart. Um, so let's keep it moving. We're already at about 50 minutes. So let's get to some foods. Again, you have the bitter flavor, nourishes the heart and also the small intestine. The bitter flavor, we say, is draining and is drying. Bitter is very draining. Also, sour has that same sort of function. When you eat sour foods or bitter foods, they kind of like pucker your mouth, or actually, bitter foods can even make your mouth water a little bit. But bitter has the effects of draining and being dry. So, some different foods that have that bitter flavor are artichokes, asparagus, avocados, bamboo shoots, black fungus, which is like a type of mushroom, your bitter melon. Um, I know that. There we go, Chess. We got our food expert on here. Bitter melon. Bitter melon is actually an excellent food on a side note for helping to lower the blood sugar. Years ago, I had a chance to visit China and Tibet, and with every meal, they would have bitter melon and just a couple slices, and that bitter melon is going to help to activate, cause the body to produce bile, and also helps to regulate the blood sugar. Another food that's bitter is bok choy, your broccoli, cauliflower. The bitter melon, you can get it most supermarkets, ethnic supermarkets, depending on where you live in Chinatown. But a lot of supermarkets have it. You just have to look. A lot of times we see foods and we'll just look over foods. We kind of can eat the same things all the time. But if you go to like the green section, the fresh produce section, I would challenge you to, buy some different vegetables that you don't normally buy. Buy some leeks, buy some endives, buy some asparagus, buy some Brussels sprouts, buy some, something that you haven't seen before, something you haven't had before, and look up some different recipes. And all of those things are going to also increase your biodiversity, your nutrient diversity. Every food has different nutrients in it that every food has different nutrients in it that our body needs. And if we're just eating the same things all the time, our body isn't getting the wide spectrum of what the earth has to offer for us. That's one of the great things that I love about herbs, is that when you consume herbs, and we'll get into herbs a little bit, they provide so many different bionutrients that we would never get from our foods. Some other bitter foods, or foods that have a bitter flavor to them, are celery, chard, all of your green vegetables, leeks, mustard greens, Napa cabbage, rutabagas, turnips, and also spirulina. So a lot of your green foods are going to have that bitter flavor, which is going to nourish the heart and also nourish the blood. One thing we also want to do is eat seasonally. We want to get foods that grow in season that are at your farmer's market. In this modern day and time with transport, we can get any food, any time of the year, anytime we want, but a lot of these foods may not be in season. Yes, also your dandelion greens. Of course, those are bitter. Excuse me. And so here in New York, so-called, we have certain foods and vegetables, fruits, and herbs that grow during the summer and are available now during the summer. So you have your beets. From a nutritional standpoint and from a medicinal standpoint, we look at foods, in the same way that we look at herbs, let your food be your medicine. In every scripture, that's one of the first things that you're going to see in the Bible, in Genesis, in the Quran, and every, in Buddhism, the Tao, Islam, everything all around the earth, all of the different religions have a lot to do, are going to make sure that you nourish your food. You're going to nourish yourself with the foods and the herbs, all of the plants that you get from the earth. And like I say, the earth provides different things that we need at different times of the year. So again, this time of the year, beets are going to nourish the blood, are going to strengthen the heart. They're calming. They lubricate the intestines, meaning they help to stimulate bowel movement. They also cleanse the liver. We'll use that for like anemia, weakness of the heart, and even irritability. Broccoli is going to clear excess heat from the body when the body is overheating. The broccoli is going to clear heat from the body. It's going to promote urination to help get rid of excess heat in the body. That's one of the ways we expel excess through the body, is through urination, through when we move our bowels, when we sweat, and when we breathe. So broccoli is going to help to promote urination. Broccoli is, we say, it brightens the eyes, is good for the vision, and also clears summer heat. So with red eyes, nearsightedness, difficult urination, irritability, that's all broccoli is all going to help that. Next, we have cabbage. Cabbage is also going to clear heat, going to lubricate the intestines, help to stimulate that bowel movement, and stop cough. So cabbage is very good for constipation, cough, common colds. Carrots. You have your carrots are also going to clear heat. Carrots have a function of detoxifying the body. Carrots strengthen all the internal organs. Folks love to drink carrot juice as something that's strengthening for the body. Of course, carrots benefit the eyes, help to lubricate the intestines, and also promotes digestion. So it's for night blindness, sore throat, indigestion, skin lesions. Then we have cauliflower. Also, and broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, those are all in that cruciferous vegetable family. Cruciferous vegetables also scientifically have been proven to help with cancer prevention, in terms of the ways that it affects the body. Been doing a lot of research around that with some of my patients that have the big C. So a lot of those cruciferous vegetables, your broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower, turnips, a lot of these different foods in that cruciferous family are also going to help with cancer. Celery is going to strengthen the kidneys, stop bleeding, strengthens the digestion, clears heat. Celery helps to lower the blood pressure, promotes urination, and also benefits the blood. So that celery is going to be good for high blood pressure, for even high blood sugar with folks that are diabetic or pre-diabetic, cough, and insomnia. Cucumbers, very watery vegetable, excellent this time of the year to clear heat, helps with the thirst of the body. The celery, cucumbers is also going to relax the mind for irritability, promotes urination. So folks that have swelling, even though it's a watery food, is going to help get rid of excess swelling in our arms and our legs, for jaundice of the liver, for diarrhea, even epilepsy, sore throat, and conjunctivitis, which are like red eyes. That cucumbers are going to help to clear heat and promote urination to help to relax the body in that way. Eggplant. Eggplant also helps to remove blood stagnation. Eggplant is good for the blood, help for moving the blood, any blood clots and stagnation of blood circulation in the body. Eggplant is going to be excellent for that. Eggplant also helps to promote urination. We know eggplant is going to soak up that extra water in the body, which then is going to help relieve pain and reduce swelling. Endive, that's one of those vegetables, endive, Endive, one of those vegetables that is definitely not that popular. You may have it sometimes in your salads and salad greens, and all. But endives are also going to help promote urination, helps to lubricate the intestines, reduce swelling. It's going to strengthen the liver and the gallbladder. Fennel, one of my favorite foods, wonderful, fragrant food, and anything that's aromatic helps to break through, that aroma helps to get in and move the chi, breaks through and moves the blood. So that fennel is going to unblock and regulate any stagnation, any stuck energy in the body. It's going to also help to strengthen and stimulate the digestion, stops pain, and stimulates the flow of our intestines, our peristalsis. So constipation, stomach ache, abdominal discomfort, coldness in the stomach, even colic in babies, is all going to be helped with fennel. Garlic. Garlic is antiviral, is antifungal, is antimicrobial. A lot of times folks cook their meat and seafood with garlic because it's going to have that anti-parasite function. It's going to kill worms, remove stagnant food and blood. And so garlic is also going to be helpful for cancer. It's going to help for high blood cholesterol, help to keep, it's like a natural blood thinner for infections, coughing of blood, dysentery. That's why our cultures all over the world use garlic, because it has so many excellent functions. We have a lot going on here. If I'm going to go through all of this, because I have a lot of foods and herbs. So I'll just say the rest of this. We're coming up on the hour. How are we all doing here? Everybody good? Give me some waves, some hearts. Let me know y'all still out there tuned in. Y'all with me? You want me to keep on going? Am I boring y'all? Y'all falling asleep? Let me know. Give me some feedback. So what about the fresh okra? Yes, that okra is excellent. You already know. That okra is going to have that natural mucilage, which is going to help keep everything slippery and clean on the inside of the body, inside of the blood vessels. Is going to nourish the mucous membranes. That okra has that mucilage. It's kind of slimy and all of that. So y'all taking notes? How is it with the with all of the info around the foods? Y'all want me to go through it all? I have a lot here. I'll give it all to y'all. I got time. Or I could just give you the names and y'all can look it up yourself. All right, we'll keep going. So I'll give a couple more. So green beans, also going to warm the spleen and the body. These are all foods that are in season that I'm going over now. These are all foods that you should be eating. Just to review again, we talked about beets, broccoli, cabbage, carrots. This is your food list. If you want to do a detox and a cleanse now, or even just kind of mix up some of your food so you're not eating all of the same stuff all the time. Cauliflower, celery, cucumbers. Yes, I'm going to save this live. Hopefully it will save. Definitely plan on saving this. Eggplant, endive, fennel, garlic. We're still on here. So please share with some folks, get them on, let them know. Green beans are excellent also for the digestion. It helps to bring the energy down. Sometimes the energy can be up too much. It helps to bring the energy down. Our body's energy should be flowing down, up. But if it's imbalanced, so that those green beans are going to help to bring the body's energy down. It's going to strengthen the kidneys. Lettuce is very good for the body's energy. Lettuce is also going to move any stagnation in the body. It's going to soften any hardening, any kind of like nodules and things that you have in the body. Lettuce actually helps to soften that up and reduce swelling. Mushrooms, there's a lot of different mushrooms, but all your mushrooms are going to clear summer heat. Mushrooms also have an anti-tumor function. Mushrooms are also going to detoxify the body. They're going to lower the blood pressure. Mushrooms can have a benefit for folks with hypertension, with high blood pressure, folks to get more irritable in the summertime and other summer heat issues, and even tumors. Mushrooms are very good for that. So a lot of the vegetables, fresh vegetables, cause severe gas. So we want to, some folks, that could just be a weakness in the digestive system. For someone that it causes severe gas. For someone like you want to maybe cook it in a soup. You can really cook them. You make sure, some folks may steam, stir fry their vegetables. Or even when I went to Senegal and the Gambia, some of my folks out in Senegal and the Gambia right now, shout out to Kojo and Catherine and their whole squad. They're representing out in Senegal and the Gambia now. When I was out there years ago, I saw that they cook their food all day. When you wake up in the morning, you already smell the food on for dinner. I'm talking about 7, 8 in the morning. All right, so Lamar Nelson, he said he puts lemon on his food to cut the gas. That's interesting. All right, you could put some lemon on the food to cut the gas. Also with the different spices that we use, but someone, that has really severe gas, you can, just could be some other weaknesses in the digestive system. Your beans and different stuff, it will cause gas, but it shouldn't be that severe. That could be something else that's going on there. So your onions, red and yellow onions, help to promote sweating. Onions are going to break up phlegm. It's going to break up mucus in the body and also promote urination. You have your peppers, both your hot peppers and your sweet peppers. So if you're talking about your bell peppers, all the way to your cayenne and Scotch peppers and things like that, those are going to strengthen the stomach. Peppers are all going to strengthen the digestion, improve the appetite, help to promote the blood circulation, help move any stagnant food where food might just be stuck or sitting in the body, and helps to reduce swelling. So a lot of these foods we cook with all the time will have as a basis for a lot of foods with garlic, with onions, with peppers. And not only do they taste great, but they're in there also because they have a function of stimulating the digestion in the body and actually helping the body with digestion. And when you eat these things, they're going to make the mouth water. Your garlic, your onions, your peppers are going to make your mouth water, which is your saliva. And digestion starts in the mouth. So as your mouth is watering, the amylase, the enzymes in your saliva is going to help to begin to break down, especially the starches. And is also even going to send us to the rest of your body, to your stomach, to produce other enzymes and other, stomach juices that help with the digestion. So next we have potatoes. Potatoes help to relieve stomach ulcers. It strengthens the digestion, harmonizes the stomach. Kind of got off heart a little bit with some of this, but all of this is going to affect the heart because everything in our bodies are related to each other. Next we have, so with with the potatoes, they're going to relieve ulcers, help to relax ulcer pain, helps to strengthen the digestion and harmonize the digestion. Is going to boost the energy. In a lot of cultures, potatoes are one of those ground foods. That's a root. Every culture has their own kind of ground food, whether you're talking about white potatoes, sweet potatoes, yams, yuca, all of these different kind of ground foods. They're all going to help to strengthen the body's energy, have a lot of fiber in them, which are going to promote bowel movement, get rid of constipation, also going to promote urination, and through the urination, going to also help to decrease inflammation and swelling in the body. Radicchio, another vegetable, that a lot of folks don't eat as much. A lot of times we'll get that with our greens and stuff. Scallions, your green onions, your green scallions also have that natural antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal effect. Your scallions or have a dispersing effect where they're going to naturally help your body to sweat. We also say that sweat is the fluid of the heart in a Taoist perspective. I didn't talk about that earlier. So sweat is the fluid of the heart. And so the scallions are going to help to promote like a light sweat to clear heat, get rid of excess wind in the body. You have all of your different sprouts, your broccoli sprouts and your alfalfa sprouts, sunflower sprouts, all your different sprouted vegetables are going to promote urination and clear heat. So that's also going, the sprouts are good for blood pressure, for swelling, arthritis in the body. Your summer squash, I'll just keep going now. Sweet corn, tomatoes, a lot of these vegetables are going to help to promote urination, help to clear excess heat from the body because it's hot outside. It's the summer, 80, 90, 100 degrees or more in some areas. And so the food that's growing out of the earth this time of the year is what's going to naturally help to nourish the heart, help keep your body cool, help to promote urination. We want to eat what comes out of the earth because our Creator put here what's needed to support us. Different fruits that grow this time of year. You have your apricots, which are going to, we say, regenerate body fluids. There, if you're dehydrated, the apricots is going to hydrate you really well. It's going to also clear heat, detoxify the body, quench the thirst. All of your different berries, blackberries, blueberries, strawberries, gooseberries, raspberries, elderberries. These are all great for the liver and the eyes. Is going to strengthen, we say, the essence, your sexual vitality. Is going to brighten the vision and all. Your cherries are very excellent. Even when you look at cherries, they have that dark red color to the skin, that red flesh. It actually looks like a little heart. So cherries are also excellent for nourishing the heart and the overall body. You have your coconut, the coconut water, also your coconut meat. That's going to strengthen the body, reduce swelling, stop bleeding. Coconut also have an anti-parasitical function to help to kill worms, and coconut also helps to activate heart function. I've heard stories of folks in Vietnam using coconut water as a natural IV for people that had lost a lot of blood. Very interesting. I wouldn't say it'll have to be fresh coconut water, and that would be emergency use, but that's some interesting things that coconut having that function similar to the blood where they actually used it as an IV. I'll do more research on that, but I've actually heard that story a couple times. Currants, which are in like the grape family, very tonifying, and they help to nourish the blood, strengthen the bones and the tendons. So folks sometimes eat currant rolls and different currants. They're like these little tiny grapes, like little raisins when they're dried. The currants help to harmonize the stomach, promote urination, relieve irritability. Mango, one of my favorite foods. I can't wait till the late spring and early summer for when the mangoes start coming up. So the mangoes are also going to regenerate your body fluids. Mangoes are going to also help to stop cough. Mangoes are very thirst quenching, and they strengthen the digestion. So mangoes are used to help stop cough, for poor digestion, even for enlarged prostate traditionally, and for nausea. We'll use mango. All of your different melons, your watermelon, cantaloupe, honeydew, all of your different melons are going to quench the thirst. All right. Peace, my man Bronze Man Acupuncture. You can follow my brother there, Brother Axum. The melons are also going to quench your thirst, relieve irritability in the body, dispel summer heat. You know, watermelon is, I would say, probably the number one food, at least for me, to eat during the summertime. You know, gives me great memories of my childhood. One of my uncles, my great uncle, was farming. He grew watermelons, and we go to church on Sunday, and he would load up the car with watermelons, little like helmet size watermelons. And my grandfather and I, we would sit head to head at each end of the table, cut the watermelon in half. He would eat one half, and I would eat the other half when I was a child, maybe 10, 11 years old. Great memories of that. And it's very nourishing to the body, your watermelon, to help clear summer heat, for promoting urination. Also, man, Dr. Axon Bronzeman acupuncture, traditionally, bro, coming from representing with the Haitian fam, the Haiti fam, said the ripe mango leaves are also used traditionally for cough. So mango leaves are used for cough also. Nectarines and your peaches in the, similar fruit, same family. They're going to lubricate the lungs, help to get rid of excess mucus in the body, increases the appetite, strengthens the appetite. Thanks for coming on in, folks that have to go. And we're going to wrap it up soon. We're actually over time now. We're at about an hour and 15 minutes. Your peaches, your plums are also going to stimulate the appetite, strengthen the digestion. Papaya, these are all fruits that are in season. A lot of these fruits are going to nourish the digestion, help to clear heat. Some seasonings that are good this time of the year that also, and so this time of the year, the summer, rules the heart. The heart and the summer are both ruled by the fire element. And so different seasonings, again, all of your fruits and vegetables are going to nourish the body and naturally help to nourish the heart, because it's the heart time of the year. So everything good that you do this time of the year is going to be beneficial for your heart. So certain seasonings that are excellent this time of year and for the heart are basil, cilantro, dill, marjoram, I don't know how to pronounce that, I always get that, mint, parsley, rosemary, savory, and tarragon. So one great thing I say with all of these different herbs, not only they taste good, but they all have a natural effect of strengthening and supporting the digestion. A lot of them also have like an antimicrobial, antiviral, antifungal effect, help to get rid of infection, help to support and strengthen the immune system. Some of these may help with the lungs. All of these vegetables are very fragrant, so they're going to have natural aromatic essential oils that are going to go in and help to regulate our body's chi, help to nourish and help to move the blood, help with the lungs, the liver, the heart, the spleen, the kidneys, and so on and so forth. So on your own too, I would definitely suggest that you just research and Google or search in-season foods, so that when you go to the supermarket, or even better, just go to your local farmers market, because your farmers market is going to have foods that are growing in season. They can only grow what's in season, and are going to also be local to your area. Most farmers markets are coming from farms that are within at least 100 miles. So within an hour and a half of where you live, a lot of this food is grown. And so that's very beneficial of the body to eat what's local to your area, what's local to you. So right now we're going to move into some Qigong, some meditations. So some simple meditations you can do is you can literally meditate on your heart and send, take a couple deep breaths. You would, So we can do a little meditation together, everybody. So I would say breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And so as you're breathing, you want to focus on the center of your body where your heart is. You want to send some energy, some good vibes of love and joy and happiness to your heart. Send the feeling of appreciation to your heart for pumping, sending blood through your blood vessels. Like you say, every heartbeat is 0.8 seconds. Your body is pumping gallons, 10 gallons of blood through your body every minute, through 60,000 miles of blood vessels. Your heart is pumping. So you want to send your appreciation to your heart for being that pump, for doing that hard work, helping to keep us alive. And you can also focus on the red color in your heart. You can send that red energy on the whole inside of your body. That's going to help to nourish your fire element. It's going to nourish the heart. So we could do another meditation here, a moving meditation, where you can hold your hands like this. And when we inhale, we want to inhale. And as you cross up, you want to push your arms straight up above your head. And you want to push up a little on the left side. And when you exhale, the sound of the heart in the Taoist medicine is ha. So you want to inhale and then slowly turn over your hands and exhale. Or you can even keep inhaling on your way up, and you can kind of push up a little. That's going to open up the left side of your body with the heart. Like we say, the heart tilts to the left side. And when you exhale, you want to exhale with a and even when you make that sound, you might feel it even go through your whole arm. So you want to, one last time, you want to inhale, turn it over as you go up, extend all the way up, push a little bit up more on the left side. And as you exhale with the and you can do that, 3 to 5, 10 times, and that's going to also help to open up the heart and relax the heart. Very simple, but very powerful. Lastly, we'll get into some different crystals. All of our ancestors from all different cultures, we wear crystals, often in the form of jewelry, but crystals are crystallized earth energy, literally going into our bodies from the earth. And so there's some different crystals that have been used traditionally to help with the heart. So one of the things some different crystals deal with different chakras, the chakras being those wheels of energy in our body. The chakras also on a physical level also relate to the different your endocrine organs. So like the root chakra relates to the testicles and the ovaries. The center, the sexual chakra, relates to like the adrenal glands. Your solar plexus relates to your pancreas. Your heart chakra relates to the thymus. The thyroid, or the throat chakra, relates to the thyroid. Your third eye, which is between your eyebrows, to the pituitary gland. And your crown chakra, the top of your head, to the pineal gland. And so the root chakra, even it deals with the sexual organs, it also rules like circulation and different metabolic issues. And so a lot of the color for the root chakra is red. So a lot of the crystals that relate to the root chakra are all of your reddish crystals. So like garnet, hematite, and hema actually means blood. So hematite, which is literally blood crystal in a way, if you look at the translation of that from the Latin. Red jasper, coral, onyx, rhodonite, Rhodonite, ruby, and black tourmaline. When we're looking at the heart chakra rules the heart and the circulatory system. Within the chakra system, the color of the heart chakra is like green and pink. So these are like green and pink stones. So some green stones would be your aventurine, Aventurine, chrysocolla, jade, which is very popular amongst the Chinese, and in East Asia they wear a lot of jade. Good luck, prosperity, excellent for the heart. Another crystal is moss agate, olivine, emerald, and tourmaline. Some pink crystals are like, or pinkish red, or your coral, and like rose quartz. So with crystals, we can wear them as like a necklace, rings, bracelets. Can carry them in your pocket, touchstone. Some people put crystals on their altar, and some people use crystals to meditate with them. They meditate with crystals. Some other crystals that have been used traditionally in healing is for like anemia is hematite. Again, hema, Hema, meaning blood. So you can wear that as a touch crystal, or you can have that as like a beaded necklace on the skin. Hematite also has a naturally occurring amount of iron in it. For blood pressure, we have sodalite, Sodalite, and my favorite crystal, lapis lazuli. Traditionally, that's worn to help to lower the blood pressure. One of the warnings I saw in the crystal book, if someone has low blood pressure, they shouldn't wear lapis lazuli. For circulation issues, we have amber, turquoise, and garnet. And to bring more joy into your life, you can wear amber necklace, amber earrings, amber rings, amber bracelets, and also hematite. So that is just about it for today. I know I gave a lot of information. Hopefully y'all are still here. Any questions, y'all can add those to the chat now, or any comments or anything like that. And if not, we're going to end. Again, this is, I'm Dr. Bashar Wilson. I'm a doctor of acupuncture and Chinese medicine, celebrating over 20 years clinical experience, and celebrating this year 18 years in private practice. Specialized in helping people with treating hard to treat, difficult to treat conditions using herbs, nutrition, nutritional supplements, lifestyle. And so if you or your friends or family have any difficult to treat conditions, chronic conditions where you're not getting any answers, or just looking for some other means, like I say, I'm not against Western medicine. Actually, I work with people and their medical doctors, and we'll start off. We do so we start with like an evaluation, a case review evaluation. It's about 2 hours long, and from there we get to the root of your health. We take your health all the way back to your childhood, and even different things that may have happened when your mother was pregnant with you. We deal with your family history and how all of that relates to your health now. When we deal with the science of epigenetics, that deals with how our genes reveal themselves. And it's been shown scientifically that with the deck of cards that we were given when we were born, only about 25 to 30% of our health is determined from just our genetics. About 70 to 80% deals with our lifestyle and the choices that we make. And so again, if you, friends, family, have any health conditions, please send me a private message, or you can click the link in the bio and see some more work that I do there. For the heart, for the summer, we also have a heart health tea. And my wife, Dr. Danette Bean, she has a summer blend. Let me see here. I'll even, if y'all want to make any donations too, folks might want to make donations. I'll put my Cash App in the, put my Cash App here in the chat. And I'll see if I can pin that. I'll pin that to the bottom. There we go. Good. If anybody want to send me, I gave you the wrong thing. Sorry. Let me take that off. Bear with me, my folks. Yeah. And this today is brought to you by my brothers from the Men of Soul. We have a men's support group where we support each other as men, as brothers, as fathers, as husbands, as sons, as uncles, all of the different roles that we play. And so sponsored by my brothers in the Men of Soul today. And, we're here, helping the community. It's helped a lot with me as a man growing up and my young adulthood coming into manhood, just having the support of my brothers. We've been meeting for over 20 years now. I've been meeting with my brothers of soul, the Men of Soul, for about 18, 19 years now. And it's helped a lot with me. And like I say, my personal growth in myself as a husband and as a father. And so, again, if you're looking for health evaluation, you can send me a private message, and you can, or check the link in the bio, mention some herbs, all of that. We can get you on a treatment plan so that you can reach all of your health goals. So if there aren't any questions, do I sell my blends in smaller portions? We can make that happen. We can definitely make that happen. Black Love 17 on Facebook. Just give me, also have the blends. We have our blends in raw herbs. Thanks, big bro Rashid, for the Cash App. Definitely appreciate the support. And actually, my bro here, Arms and Motions, GA, Georgia, master of firearm training. Follow him. He's in Georgia. He teaches firearm training for our folks. Please follow him. And especially if you're down south or anywhere and looking for firearms training, top-notch, world-class. Thanks, Ma, for tuning in. And we'll just stay on for a little bit longer. I'll see if anyone has any questions. And, thanks for the hearts. What stuck out for you? Was there anything, just in the comments or whatever, was there anything for you that stuck out the most, that either, I'm sure a lot of stuff you may not have known, especially from the Taoist, the Eastern standpoint, but what steps are any of you going to take this week around food maybe, or herbs, let me know. What steps are you going to take this week? Anyone want to come on real quick, briefly? So some folks had sent a request to get on. If somebody wanted to say something, anybody coming on, please keep it PG. We got the youth on here too. Like the breathing exercises. Yeah, those breathing exercises are tight and very simple. Some of the great thing I love about the Qigong and the breathing exercises is that you can do it as a straight sitting meditation. I I work to meditate. Yes, hold on. So somebody asked a question on typing this into Facebook. Yeah, so okay, sorry. Some of my chat isn't working. Excuse me. 1 second, my folks just making sure. All right, so my chat isn't working. Oh, it might be working now. Okay, never mind. Sorry. I was just trying to reply to some folks. Like I say, I'm on a couple different platforms here. So for my person on Facebook, you can follow Arms in Motion GA, like Georgia, for my brother Rashid, deal with the firearms, or send me a message on a private message and I'll get that to you. So yeah, so I was saying with the meditations, one of the great things I love about meditation is, one, I work to meditate. As soon as I wake up in the morning, I'll sit up and do some meditations or go urinate or whatever, brush my teeth, and then sit down and meditate. But oftentimes I'll just sit up and go right into my meditation and go through like a whole host of different meditations. And another thing too, when you're driving, when you're walking down the street, you don't have to meditate your eyes rolling up and stuff. There's nothing for you to, as you're walking, just giving thanks to your heart, meditating on the color red. You can actually, while you're talking to somebody, while you're in a conversation, or when you're listening to someone talk, you can't really talk and meditate at the same time. But when you're listening to someone talk, you can be fully present with them and sending good vibrations, good energy. You can wear the color red, the color red in general. And one of the things with the elements and things, everything around me reminds me of different things. So if I'm in a red light, the red is the color of the heart. The yellow is the earth element, the color of the spleen. The green is the color of the liver. So all of these things, I might be able to send some quick energy to my heart, some energy to my spleen, some energy to my liver. And all of this helps, just with body and longevity. Yeah, the crystals are cool too. So as you're choosing crystals, and all of this is about self-knowledge also. I specialize in this. This is what I do all day, every day. But for everybody on here, if you're, just looking to get more information, buy some books. You have Dr. or Professor Google. Everything is on Google. You want to watch your sources sometimes, or a lot of the times, always, you want to watch your sources. But you can always just get more and more information. And one thing about being conscious, folks used to say conscious, or now we're saying woke. You're making conscious choices. That's what you're awake to. If you're conscious, you're making conscious choices. You're making conscious decisions. That's what consciousness is about. When you go to the supermarket or you go to a restaurant, and when you're cooking, you're consciously picking the foods that you're eating. You're consciously picking the clothes that you're wearing so that they have a high vibration. You're consciously picking the crystals that you might be wearing. You're consciously deciding what essential oils you may diffuse, your mindset, and all of those different things. So thanks again, everyone tuning in. Yes, thank you. Years in practice. Like I say, I started this work right out of college, undergrad in '98, and finished school in 2002, and got my license officially 2003, and been working, helping folks since then. A lot of you and your friends and your family, thank you for supporting over the year and allowing me to take care of you and your health. So that is about it. Like I say, for more info or to book an evaluation or for herbs, nutritional supplements, send me a private message. We're going to save this. Please share, and thank you for your time. Thanks again for tuning in. Really appreciate it. All right, everyone. Peace.